Good morning, everyone. I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the August 22nd, 2017 edition of the Bible Delight in the Details. We have completed our multi-week look at the Psalms, and now we're looking at just different verses throughout the Bible. And today we're going to look at 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12. This is one of the Pauline epistles, the letters from Paul to churches located in various places in the Near and Middle East. And of course, these would have been passed around from congregation to congregation. And when I say congregation, of course, I'm talking at that time about small groups of believers who were meeting sometimes in secret and primarily in people's homes. Encouraging, comforting, and urging you to act worthy of God, who calls you to his kingdom and glory. Do you think about whether what you're doing is worthy of God? We love to say that we're children of God. We love to claim the title of children of God and co-heirs with Christ and ambassadors of the Lord and reconcilers of people to God, all of which we are called. We're told that we are pillars in the house of the Lord, and we're called these beautiful things that lift us up with respect and honor. And yet so often, I know it's true of me, I fall so short of being worthy of those titles. And it hurts me, it bothers me. And I hope it bothers you as well when you don't live up to the potential that God has called you. We are to care about whether or not we are living worthy of the great faith that God has placed in us. You know, we talk all the time about us having faith in God, but God also has faith in us. Think about it. He has decided that the main way in which he's going to communicate with the world following the ascension of his son, Jesus Christ, is through us. We are his mouthpieces, primarily, to the world. Yes, of course, there's the beautiful word of God that is infallible. But we are called to speak that word. We are called to preach that word and teach that word. And so we are part of that. If we don't print the Bibles, if we don't distribute the Bibles, then those perfect words of God are not going to get out. So we truly are what we've been called in the New Testament by Paul. We are co-laborers with Christ to get the message out to the world. Are you living up to that? Am I living up to that? You know, we hear all the time that we may be the only Bible someone reads. That's a scary thought, isn't it? If someone is not familiar with the Bible, not familiar with the gospel story, is not, for whatever reason, doesn't have access to a Bible, or just doesn't want to be bothered to read it, and all they're doing is judging God based on us, oh my goodness, that should scare you to death. That should put such concern in your heart as to, am I acting in any way even remotely worthy of the great honor that God has given us to say, I will allow my people to represent me in the world. I'll tell you, I got a lot of faith in people, but I don't have that much. I like representing myself, frankly. I like being the one that is communicating and saying, look, this is what I mean. You know, I worry when people speak on my behalf because it was the best of intentions. They could get it wrong, and then someone could get a misperception of me. I can't imagine the faith that God has in us to allow us to be so very involved with getting his message out. It's such a great honor. It's such a respectful and loving way in which he thinks of us, that he thinks we can rise to this occasion. And so let us, and let me, encourage you, Let me comfort you, but let me urge you and myself. Let us act in ways worthy of God, who calls us to his kingdom and to his glory, and who has frankly put a lot at risk by that faith in us. We should have faith in God. He certainly has a lot of faith in us. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me tomorrow on the next edition of The Bible, Delight in the Details. Have a great day.